I'm going to sit back, relax, and mute up so that I can munch on my granola if that's all right.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's all sit here together and enjoy Hawk reading the prologue to. Can I say the name?
Yes.
The prologue to Your Embers.
Yeah.
Not your embers at my fingertips.
It's
just your
just
embers.
Your Embers. Okay.
Which is why having your embers at my fingertips was an important. We had to always say that. For
Yeah.
Otherwise,
that's why we were calling Katie's Your Light, but we were calling mine Your Embers at my fingertips. We needed the distinction.
Definitely.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna mute up and eat some popcorn or granola like popcorn.
Yep.
You read away, my friend.
Okay. So let's get into the prologue. Signaling to the others to follow but remain silent, Pitnell drops from the tunnel into the deserted compound, landing with a soft thud. He summons a ball of fire to his palm, the rings of tattooed flames licking along his wrists glowing in the light. Boots stir up dust as the 13 searchers look at their unsettling environment. The only light in the area is from the 3 flames held by their comrades with fire. Nin steps closer to Pitnell, murmuring, "I feel something off about this, Pit. This isn't right." Hillen joins them, frowning and brows furrowed. "I agree. The air here, it's sparkling with an unnatural energy. Do you see it?" Pitnell hones in on the energy, the tattooed sparkling of electricity along his throat visible in the flickering of his light. Suddenly, he sees what Hillen meant. Purple energy darts about the air all around them, sparking together to grow and shift periodically. It dances to and fro in front of Pitnell's eyes. There definitely is something off about this. Crouching down to rest on one knee, Pitnell places his hand on the floor and sends his energy out to search for any life forces remaining in the compound, or any focus of this sparkling energy. What comes back to him sends a shock up his arm. Over 36 viewer soldiers are lying in wait just beyond their vision on either side of the hallway. Pitnell shoots up and shouts, "It's an ambush!" But it's too late. Viewers pour forth from the shadows in droves, shouting blasts of all 6 elements. One of the viewers that engages with Osenna sends a line of sparks at her. Another hits Brooke in the back with a shot of ice. He notices the temperature is growing progressively warmer and warmer. A heater. Many abilities are locked in this fight. Pitnell locks into a fight with 5 viewers donning violet masks concealing their entire faces, wearing black jumpsuits that cover every inch of their bodies. He slides one foot behind the other and narrows his eyes. Sucking in a deep breath, he engages by stomping his front foot into the ground and raising his hands into the air. A thick slab of earth shoots from the floor, slams one of the viewers into the ceiling, and sinks back into place, leaving the viewer crumpled on top of it. Another viewer pops open a water skin attached to their hip and flings a sharp line of water at Pitnell. He grabs it and yanks the viewer forward, kicking them harshly in the gut when they're within range. They groan and sink to the floor. A violent gust of wind slams into Pitnell. He digs his feet into the stone and holds his position until it fades. Winding his hands around above him, a gusting tornado sucks the offending viewer up, allowing him to throw them into one of the other 5. They shout and tumble to the ground. Just then, a shocking jolt lands on Pitnell's side. He cries out and falls to his knees, his body trembling. It gives the viewers just enough time to grasp him, holding him fiercely in place. He struggles, glancing around for his allies, but they're all engaged in their own fights. A cold hand grips the back of Pitnell's neck, and a masked face leans into view. "Don't worry, Tira. This will only hurt until you give in." The last thing Pitnell sees before feeling the most debilitating, searing pain he has ever been subjected to is a white mask decorated with a violet eye. After that, everything turns white. He's pretty sure he screams, but he can't hear anything over the buzzing in his ears. His mind is picked at and torn apart until the viewer plays out one of the most invasive forms of commanding a person can possibly do: mind touch. When the viewer finally moves their hand away, Pitnell collapses to a limp puddle on the floor, unable to move more than to flop around uselessly. Looking up, the cloaked viewer steps away from the battle like nothing had happened. Pitnell's allies continue to fight for their lives, but it's too overwhelming. Many of them have joined Pitnell on the ground. Whether they're unconscious, too wounded to move, or worse, Pitnell isn't sure. The cloaked viewer declares, "This is over. End it." The ceiling caves in, burying the searchers and several of the viewers in rubble. 126 years later. And there you go. That's the prologue. Obviously, there's still a couple things I can do to make better, but that's what the prologue is.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Let's go. Oh man, it's made me hyped for the story again.